Hi, Shahab. Good morning. Can you hear me okay? Hey Shahab, where are you? Yeah, okay. Can we meet you there in 2 minutes? Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. How are you doing?
In July 2017, I reunited with Shahab Shabazi. It had been 2 months since I last saw Shahab, an Iranian migrant who was determined to make it to America.
I got it, the goal. I got it, the goal. I need life. I need more life.
We met Shahab in the notorious Darién Gap jungle and spent 10 days following his journey, a dangerous route that migrants from around the world increasingly traverse in the hope of getting to the US.
I can't subir. For God WAP, I need ESMO.
No, no. We parted ways at a police outpost on the Panamanian border.
Take care. See you later.
He's since crossed 6 more borders before arriving here in Mexico. 1 more border stands between him and his final destination.
Have you talked to your family at all?
Yeah.
Your mom knows you're here.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
She cried, yes. And here, that's finished.
Shahab said he was forced to flee his home several years ago after being beaten and jailed for converting from Islam to Christianity.
So when we parted ways in Panama, I wasn't sure I was ever going to see you again. Did you think that you'd make it here? You didn't?
No. God help me. Jesus Christ help me. It's very good. Thanks to God.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Finish.
Okay.
I'll call you.
Okay. Best of luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Shahab will ask US border officers for entry into the country on humanitarian grounds. America grants this kind of protection, known as asylum, to those who can prove that they fled their countries for fear of persecution based on race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group.
People seem to think that providing the asylum process is a gift that we're giving to people, but there's not such a thing. It's our obligation to do so. As a country, we committed ourselves that if people were being persecuted, we were going to welcome those people and we were going to allow them to stay here in our country.
Luis has a personal connection to the asylum process. In 2009, he was attacked for being gay in his home country of Ecuador. He sought asylum here, and now he's an American citizen.
If we make it too appealing or too easy, we're just going to attract more and more people who may not necessarily need to be in the US and have a valid claim.
If I would make you talk to any of my clients who have sought asylum in the US, the last thing that you're going to hear from them is that the process that they have been through is easy. It's a very long, complicated process.
So you wrote in this essay recently, don't come here if you are afraid for your life and you have no place to go don't pick this country. It is not safe for you here anymore. For somebody who came here and found refuge, to write this message ostensibly to other asylum seekers is pretty powerful.
It's me screaming of desperation. But I think that I'm also trying to inform the people, it is not as great as people paint it.
Before I'm thinking America is very, very perfect. But right now I'm looking not perfect. I'm nervous because I don't know. I don't know nothing about my future.
Shahab spent 6 months in immigration detention after he asked for asylum, a routine procedure while the government investigates asylum seekers' claims of fear of persecution. The number of these so-called credible fear screenings increased from 5,000 10 years ago to almost 100,000 in 2016. It's causing a massive backlog in the system and overcrowding in detention facilities.
That also is a massive taxpayer burden.
$140 is the average of what it costs to have somebody detained in an immigration detention center every day. It can go from 6 months, but I have also met people who have been detained for 3-4 years.
But wouldn't critics say that allowing someone into the country and after a very short period of questioning, releasing them, you stand a risk of seeing them flee or not reporting to their hearings?
People who have a valid claim for asylum, people who have traveled and have made so many sacrifices, have a huge motivation to come back and to finish their cases and to be able to finally have closure.
Hey Shahab, it's Adam.
Today, because of a massive backlog in the system, a growing number of asylum seekers like Shahab are being released into the community, while their cases are still pending.
Shahab has just finished up at his appointment. He's got to come to downtown San Diego every 2 weeks to check in with ICE, to check in with the immigration authorities, just to ensure that he hasn't fled, because he is in probation, essentially.
Shahab is just a few weeks into his new life in America. He's sleeping on a couch at a friend of a friend's house. He agreed to meet at a cafe close by.
Remember that? We were at the top of the hill.
Here is border the Colombia and Panama.
You said, should I pee in Panama or should I pee in Colombia?
Yeah.
That was a very happy moment.
Yeah, very happy because finished the jungle. But after 5 minutes, I have too much stress, I remember.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel very poor because I need job.
Shahab is a carpenter by trade, but because his case is unresolved, he's not allowed to work. He relies on handouts from fellow asylum seekers he met in detention and from strangers.
I have only 200 peso from Mexico, nothing more.
That's like $10.
Yeah, like $10.
Are you still happy that you came here?
Happy for what? Happy? Look, Adam, it's very different. When I can say I'm happy, I have a job, I have future, I have something. Right now I can't say. I can't say I'm happy or no. No, I'm not happy right now. Before I thinking government can help me, but nothing. Not for help, nothing.
Shahab is on edge. His initial court hearing has been postponed for 2 months. He says that he struggles to fill his days, that he feels lonely, helpless, and frustrated.
It's not easy to leave, to leave your home, to leave your family, to leave your community, to leave your language. I think that it's important to establish a difference between people who are coming here for economic reasons, for prosperity in general, and the people who are coming here because of violence in their country or because of war in their country.
And there is fighting somewhere in the country every day and every night. There are almost 10 murders on the streets of El Salvador every day.
Their life is at stake. When your life is at stake, you do everything to be able to find a place where you can be safe and prosper.
Reza Cavalli is an asylum seeker from Afghanistan. He's been in and out of detention for nearly 2 years, and his case is still under review. He lives with Christina, an American woman he recently married.
It's Shahab. الو سلام چطوری؟ بیا اب نداره. من فکر میکنم کوچیک شده شکم میده، نمیدونم چیکار کردی؟ خلاص هر کار کردی پیرن گشادتر میپوشی، نمیدونم.
کوچیک شده چون شلوارم هم گشاد شده برام.
نه 200 پوند.
200 پوند.
185 بودم شدم 200 پوند، یعنی 15 پوند تو چند وقت فکر کردم لاغر شدم.
Shahab and Reza met in detention. They're part of a largely invisible community of asylum seekers who forge friendships once they're released into the public.
این کن برای اینجا نمیشه. نمیتونی تراول کنی خارج از کالیفرنیا 48 ساعت بدون اینکه نوتیس بدی.
مال من اصلا ننوشتم چیزی.
اوه گفتی خدا تو شکر یاد باز که این چارجینگ رو نزدم. الان دیش در میاد. بگیر میدارم.
GPS. You have two. رضا اون یکی GPS هم.
All asylum seekers released from detention are required by U.S. immigration officials to wear ankle bracelets equipped with GPS trackers.
So every 8 hours you have to change the battery.
Every 8 hours, yeah.
And then if you don't change it, what happens?
Battery is down, change the battery.
Is it loud?
Yeah. And one time I'm traveling with bus. In the bus, this is vibration until battery is loud, change battery. Okay.
Oh no.
Maybe 10 minutes.
Wow.
Maybe 10 minutes, battery is loud, change battery.
Do you feel like you're still in jail?
It's worse.
Why is it worse?
Worse is when you feel you're free, but somebody look at you, you're criminal. Because nobody knows what that doesn't mean this. That's why I feel very bad. The most of the place I don't go.
You don't want to go outside because of your GPS. So what do you do all day?
I'm sleeping, or sometimes I'm going here. School is near to study in the night. I want to leave this country, so I have to speak English. I have to learn it.
Okay, take out your books, okay? Lesson 7. So you know the vocabulary, right?
Some asylum seekers can avail themselves of certain free English classes. But while their cases are pending, they are not eligible for other social benefits.
Yeah. So at least you can find that one, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, find it. So why do people read this?
So hard. Do you think you have a good chance of getting asylum?
If I have a good reason, I can win my case.
But you don't have an attorney yet.
No, I need a lawyer.
The majority of asylum seekers end up in immigration court without attorneys. Because they're not legally entitled to one, most of them don't know where or how to look for a lawyer, let alone pay for one. Fewer than 4% of those without attorneys win their case, while 70% who do have immigration lawyers succeed.
Aren't the onerous burdens on the asylum seeker to prove that they are in fact in need of refuge here in the US? I mean, isn't that sort of a necessary step to prevent any sort of fraud or attempts to game the system?
The idea of fraud is present in the mind of every single officer, every single immigration officer, every single judge, every single person from our government who's interviewing asylum seekers. They have techniques, many thresholds that a person has to pass to be found credible.
Reza is fighting a deportation order from 2017. He's trying to get the court to recognize his marriage to Christina, a U.S. citizen. He has an attorney who's taken on his case free of charge. She's vigorously fighting to keep him here.
Well, basically, you have to wait till they come up with an answer. If it's an approval or a denial, whatever it is, or a request for more evidence, we submitted it, and so we have to wait. And I know it's frustrating, but you can't say, okay, well, if you wait 4 more months, we have the answer on this. You can't say that.
So I wish someday something change or something happen.
The onus is we feel as though if we sent you back into these conditions that you are likely to be harmed or killed.
Correct. Harmed, killed, tortured. For example, in Iran, if you're born a Muslim and you convert to Christianity, the law says they're allowed to execute you. They're allowed to kill you. They're allowed to put you in prison.
People actually getting sent back and executed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real, it's a real threat.
It is.
My case, I don't know what's gonna happen because I'm waiting a lot of times, but I'm sure the Lord Jesus is gonna help me.
Reza is one asylum case among roughly 700,000 that are currently in the backlog across the U.S., and more people are arriving every day. Some come into the system quietly, like Shahab, while others attract more attention.
A caravan of migrants makes its way through Mexico toward the United States border. Now, this group is...
In April 2018, this caravan of migrants became a media spectacle as they arrived to the doorstep of the U.S.
Me siento bien de ver, pues de aquí pues yo pienso pues con la ayuda de Dios al otro lado.
I wasn't expecting to see so many children here. This place has about 80 new arrivals from the caravan. They're now here at one of several migrant shelters in Tijuana. Very basic conditions. I mean, basically just a large room with blankets. They'll be sleeping on the floor. They'll get some food, and there's a mobile clinic to provide some basic health checks. In the coming days, the people here are going to be learning essentially how to ask for asylum once they get to the border.
First thing that the person does is says, I am here in the US, I am not in my country of origin, and I am afraid of going back to my home country because I'm being persecuted. And then that statement that the person makes triggers all sorts of legal consequences for that, and it starts the process of asylum.
On the morning of their planned crossing, the migrants get a close look at the other side of the border, as activists in the U.S. stand in solidarity.
This is the moment these migrants have been waiting for. This is what they've traveled so far for the last 4 or so weeks. And it's the end of a journey, but really is just the start of an even more arduous and definitely more time-consuming process. About 350 migrants here right now, amassed just 50 meters, 100 meters from the US border. This white fence here demarcates the US-Mexico border. There's a little bit of chaos and confusion here as to whether these 300 people will actually be able to cross the threshold into the US to even plead their case. We're just kind of sitting and waiting to figure out whether they're going to be able to cross over or not. All for you.
No, thank you. What is this?
You don't know enchilada? Okay, I will show you. Carne asada, steak. Do you feel better now?
But right now is a little bit better than before. Right now I have lawyer, and he's good lawyer.
Yeah. But you feel better?
Yeah.
With a new court date fixed in a few weeks, Shahab has managed to secure a lawyer, free of charge, just in time.
You were in jail for
6 months.
6 months. You had security, you had food, you had medical care. American taxpayers who work and pay taxes, that's our money paying for your services. So a lot of people say, just go home. Why do I have to pay for you?
No. Today, you help me. Tomorrow, I helping another guy. Tomorrow, helping the other guys. You know, so if you're feeling you're human, you have to help everybody. I have one question. Why America is America? Why America is very good country? You know why? Because everybody helping. Everybody pay tax. Everybody feeling human. Everybody thinking about other person. And America go up.
Right now, there are many, many migrants in Tijuana who want to come and ask for asylum. Do you think they should come?
I don't know. It's so hard, not easy. But America has very good security for people. America is good. They have options, it's good options. But I like this.
So you think you can help America?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
You think you can help me?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure. Why not? Why not?
¿Qué le diste?